Hi everyone, Emily here. Today we are going to make a baby duck. Now this is my own pattern and we're just going to jump right in and get started. Excuse me, I have frogs in my throat. I'm going to use this loops and threads. It does call for 11.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm going to use a 7 because I'm going to stuff it and I want it to be nice and tight stitches. I have my scissors, a little bit of black yarn to sew the eyes. I have a smaller crochet hook just in case I need to pull some yarn through, and my needle. That way, oh, and I have a piece of yarn for my stitch marker. And this I'm going to use to sew the eyes on. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to do mine with a magic ring. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, you can also chain 2 and go into the second stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and create my magic circle. I'm going to chain 1. So the first instruction is to do 6 single crochets in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to pull that tight. Now I'm going to do an increase in each stitch around, which will give me a total of 12. An increase is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So I have 12, and look at how nice and tight that is. So I like to turn my project over, and I'm going to pull this tail, and I'm going to pull it nice and tight. And then I like to take and make a knot and slide it down as close to my project as I can so that that knot is not going to come loose. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do row 3. Now I'm going to start using my stitch marker. I'm just going to slide it right there where I'm working. And row 3 is a single crochet and an increase. So we're going to do 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets, which is an increase. And we're just going to continue to do that all the way around. These were a very big hit at my last craft sale. I did not use this type of yarn. I did use loops and threads, but it was a lot thinner yarn. However, when I went to Michael's, they were out of it, and there was only 2 skeins of this yellow left, and I only bought 1. And I'm just afraid that I won't be able to find that yarn since Joann's closed. I will have to go to Hobby Lobby and take a look. Okay, so single crochet, increase all the way around. Now row 4 and 5 is a single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so I did 2 rounds, 4 and 5. I'm going to move my stitch marker up. Now I'm going to put my wings on. I'm going to add my wings. So I'm going to You can do these wings anywhere you want to, but I'm just going to do 2 single crochets, and I'm going to chain 5. Now in the second chain from the hook, I am going to do a double crochet. I'm going to yarn over, go into that stitch, and there's 1, and I'm just going to go down my chain, 2, 3, and then 4. So I have 4 double crochets. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to do a slip stitch into that stitch that we did our chain in. Just going to do a slip stitch. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the next stitch and continue to do my single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 7. So you can look at yours and decide where you want your other wing to be. I think I'm going to do 1 more. I'm going to do 8. Maybe it's just off 1 because it's different yarn. So I think I want my little arms to be on each side there. So for my next wing, I'm going to chain 5. Not the one that you're working in, but the next one. I'm going to go in there and do my double crochets. So there's a total of 4 going up the wing. I'm going to do my slip stitch into that same stitch where I started doing my chain 5. Now I'm just going to do a single crochet all the way to my stitch marker. And the bigger the yarn, of course, the bigger your stuffy is going to be, your little plushie. Okay, because my plushies with a thinner yarn were like maybe this big, and this one is already huge. Okay, so row 8, we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease. So 1, 2, and my decreases, okay, so you can see here where your wing is. I like to put my finger right here and bring these double crochets up, and I go right in between them, and that's where I'm going to bring my yarn up. So this is a decrease, so I'm going to go into the next stitch, bring my yarn up, and that's a decrease. So let's do that again. 2 single crochets, now a decrease. So I'm going to go right into that, like I'm going to continue to do my single crochets, pull my yarn up, and then I'm going to go into the next one, pull my yarn up, grab your yarn and pull it through. That is a decrease. So 2 single crochets, pull this up, make sure I get in there, do my decrease, there we go. Row 9 is a single crochet and a decrease. And it looks like here I have one extra stitch, so I'm just going to crochet in there. Now the last row is 10 decreases. Now before we do that, let's go ahead and stuff him. Okay, so I went and got some stuffing. Sorry, I didn't tell you I was using that at the beginning of the video. And I also grabbed some orange yarn for his beak. So, so I forgot those two items. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff this. And you can stuff this as much or as less as you want. Okay. All right, I think that's enough. Oh, maybe a little bit. I have a really bad habit of overstuffing my items, so okay. So now the last row is 10 decreases. What do I do with my stitch marker? I don't see it, so I'll just use this. There we go. That ended up really nicely. I'm going to chain one and pull it. Now I'm going to leave a tail so that I can sew this shut. And I like to leave a little bit of a tail so that when I sew it shut, that I have quite a bit to bury and hold it in place. Oh, this yarn. So I'm just going to go into the front loops. Okay, I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm just going to go right in the middle and pull it down. Now, if you wanted to put hair on top, you could, you know, definitely do that now, like crochet. Oh my goodness, that does not want to come through. I'm afraid I'm going to rip it and I can't get my... Okay. Let's try this. So I cut it, and whatever's in there is in there to stay. Okay, now I'm just going to use my crochet hook. Let's see if that will, there we go, that pulled it through a lot better. And I don't really need any of this to put in the garbage, so I'm just going to bury it inside of my little chick. There. Now you could shape him a little bit. So where I ended is the top of my head. As you can see, his body is longer. Okay. Now, and these work up really quick because chickens don't have ears, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry about that. All right. So I'm going to take my orange. I'm going to cut me a nice piece. I think I want the beak to be about right here. Is that too high? Yes, it is. So we're going to go down here. And I'm going to run it through 3. So I'm going to come in up here underneath. the bottom of the row, and I'm just going to go behind 3 stitches. I'm not going to pull it too tight. I'm going to go in there and bring it down the bottom. I'm just taking it around twice, so I have 2 strands. And take it off the needle here and tie a knot. And when I came out in the same stitch. There we go. And now I'm just going to go in anywhere you want to, grab your yarn and pull it through inside, and you're just burying it. Okay. You can use your needle if you need to move it around to put it in place where you want it. Okay. I like to do my eyes with a single strand. You could double your strand, of course, if you prefer. Have a nice long piece. And I'm going to go in, I think I want my eyes to come here, right here, from here to here to there. So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to go down to where I want the middle of my eyeball to be. And I'm just going to go up at a slant. Oh my goodness. What did I do here? Oh. Start over. I'm going to go up in the top, come out where I want my eye to be. I'm going to hold this up here. I want my eye to come here, so I'm going to go into where I want my eye to go to and come out in the same spot. I like all my chickies to have like different eyes. It looks really cute when they're in the basket. So I want my eye to come here, so I'm going to go in here and come out where I want my other eye corner to be. And I'm going to go up, come back to the corner, and then go over here. Let's see, I think that's too close. And I'm going to go in and come up to the top. It's always a good idea just to guide your yarn. And look at his eyes. Isn't he a cutie? He or she. So I did have some chicks at my last sale that I put a little bit of yellow hair on top. So you could certainly do that also. And you just want to be careful when you're tying your knot that you're not pulling that too tight. And if you are, or you have pulled it too tight like I just did, you can just put your needle in there and pull it a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to bury this. Hopefully this is going to go through the stuffing a lot easier than that thick stuff, and it is. So I'm just going to pull it. Grab this and bring it in. And I like when it goes through the stuffing because I feel like that stuffing is going to hold it in place. There we go. I still feel like his face, his eye. There we go. Okay. And there's your chick. Now, if you wanted to, you could certainly put some little feet on here. I don't think I want to put feet on mine. I would like to show you, but if I put feet on one, I'm going to have to put feet on all of them. So if you wanted feet, you could chain 4, turn, do a single crochet back and forth to 3 until your foot's as long as you want it to be, tie it off, and then just tie it right on your project. But this is my duck. Please let me know in the comments below what you think, and you can see here that he's pretty good size. He's a pretty good sized duck. Well, thank you very much. Have a great day. Remember that you're awesome, and I'll be back soon. Bye.